Alright, hi there and welcome to Assessment 2 for Curriculum Assessment and New Media 2015. My name is Andrew Reid and I'll be discussing in this presentation what a clicker is, how emergent pedagogies affect teaching and learning. I'll demonstrate the importance of learning environments and how they enable students to learn in a variety of ways to best fulfill their needs, and I'll evaluate the role and significance of emerging technologies and how they help the development of learning environments. In addition to this, I will show how a clicker can be effectively used in a Year 12 PDHPE class with curriculum support, syllabus support, and explain how it benefits students and teachers. So first of all, what is a clicker? A clicker is a small handheld remote that operates via wireless connection in the classroom. It is also known as an audio response system, as it allows students to respond to questions posted by the teacher on an audio response screen. I'll just give you a minute to read this slide before I continue. Okay, so for students to learn effectively and for teachers to teach effectively, a pedagogy needs to be developed that benefits everyone in the classroom. The ultimate goal for a teacher is engagement. Getting students to engage with one another in the form of discussing problems, answering questions and working something out is vital. Having a varied learning space will shape a new kind of learner. They will take greater responsibility for their learning because they are given greater autonomy and scope for self-control, as quoted from Mary Kalentzis and Bill Cope's 2010 article, Pedagogy in the New Media. In addition, a clicker will create that intended engagement by discussion, making the students figure out why their answer was wrong or right. Okay, I'll just give you a few moments to read this slide before I continue. Okay, so we can all agree there is no variety in reading or taking notes from a textbook. ICT in the classroom allows information to be researched from multiple sources, allows students to bring their work together from a writing, image, sound and video perspective, and promotes real-life scenarios which have to be solved. Regurgitating information will go nowhere. The learning environment created by the teacher needs to be one where students are taking responsibility for their own learning. Okay, a few more moments to read this slide before I continue. Okay, so with the amount of emerging technologies available to be implemented in the classroom, learning has the opportunity to become even more fun and engaging than it already is. As we know, today's students are very demanding with their needs and wants of knowledge. Learning environments need to address this, especially with the choice of technology used in the classroom. The students must feel at home in the classroom so they are able to address their approach to learning in order to gain the appropriate knowledge. It is important to vary ICT use in the classroom to keep the engagement of students ongoing, and so you as a teacher can gain knowledge on how your students work most effectively. Okay, so now we'll be putting the clicker use into action just to demonstrate its effectiveness in engaging the whole class and for teacher use. As you can see, we'll be using the Stage 6 syllabus for PDHPE from the New South Wales Board of Studies website. Okay, so just a few moments to read this slide before I continue. Okay, so for a strong example, the question there in italics on the screen will be asked a week after students have actually learned about this topic of the syllabus, this part of the syllabus. And these reasons are because it will see It will enable teachers to see if students have been actively paying attention in class. It will test their knowledge in a broad sense, as there are many parts to this question to answer, and it will allow students who misunderstand to speak up and be known within the class so teachers can see their progress in learning. In saying all this, the benefits it provides are phenomenal, as there will be much discussion which leads to engagement, and new knowledge will be learnt from one another, with guidance from yourself, the teacher. Okay, so here are some references just quickly. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a lot of research into that, and I enjoyed providing that information to you. Okay, thank you. See you next time.